Lizzy, welcome back to Triple J. On behalf of the nation, welcome to Australia.
Thank you.
Now, I know that you are no stranger to a food hall, a little bit of a food review. Have you been able to try any Australian snacks or delicacies while you've been here?
I tried Vegemite yesterday.
Okay.
Honestly, I didn't hate it. It was kind of okay. I don't really know what I was expecting. It was just really salty.
This is the thing. I feel like people go on talk shows and they just have a gob full of Vegemite on a spoon. It's not how you eat it.
No. We did the cracker, the butter, and then a little tiny bit, and it was pretty good.
We're a couple of months into touring this new record. How is it resonating live for you and for the audience in front of you?
It's really cool to be playing this music because it feels like the most authentic music that I've made so far, and to see audiences really resonating with it. I mean, the fact that when we played Brisbane night 2, it was everyone was screaming every word, and that's kind of, I mean, it's not crazy, but it is also crazy because this tour has been a lot of sitting and listening and just enjoying and from the audience, and I love that. And my last tour, the difference was insane. It was everyone was just screaming every word, which was definitely the vibe back then. But it was cool to see that happen for this new music now, because it just, I don't know, it's really cool to see it resonate with people. As I know it resonates with me still, which is crazy because normally I hate my music as soon as it comes out, but I love this album still, and that, I feel like that means something.
Why do you hate your music as soon
I don't hate it.
I know,
that's a strong word. But I feel like I grow and I change so fast, and then the music comes out and I don't really resonate with it anymore. And
then you've got people like me asking you questions and, yeah.
But I definitely don't hate it. I mean, I think it's all really good and it got me here. But yeah, I just think that this album in particular is so me, and it just feels so right and real. It's something, it aligns with my soul differently than the other stuff, and so I still love it, and I find myself going back to it.
I've seen the videos as well of you and your band sitting on stage, and you mentioned the audience kind of matching that energy.
Yeah.
Was that kind of the energy in the room as well when you were making that music? Because, we read how you guys went away and you were in a house together and really kind of, I've got goosebumps talking about it because I'm just thinking about, taking that live process and quite literally emulating it on stage, as it were.
Yeah, that's what we really tried to do. I mean, we recorded this album in really 2-3 weeks, all of us in a home studio together, and we kind of kept that vibe on the record. We wanted it to sound human and real, and so we kept in a lot of chair squeaks and little talking moments, and we wanted to have that translate onto the stage, and so this setup really just felt like the best way to do it, and yeah, it's been really cool.
How does it feel before making a live debut of a song? What's going on in your gut, in your brain, before you're about to take a song to the stage for the first time?
I just want to make sure that we do it justice, and also that it doesn't sound exactly like the recorded version. Ooh. That's really top of mind it was top of mind for me and for my band for this tour specifically, because we made the record together. I made it with this band that I'm touring with, but I like to go to shows and see arrangements of songs that are different from what I can just listen to every day, because it's a special, unique experience that you only get if you go in person to a show. And so we really try to do that with these songs and kind of make them have their own life on the stage.
And you are bringing that life to covers as well. You are privy to a cover. I do want to shout out some of the ones that you've done so far. So Brisbane, they got Ryan Beatty and Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Elsewhere on the tour, you've done Sufjan Stevens, This Would Kill Me, and When She Loved Me from Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Babe. What goes into a cover for you?
I don't know. It has to be something that resonates with me, and I don't know. I mean, we kind of just find songs that are cool and that I like, and then we make them our own. Yeah, the Sufjan cover specifically, we in the beginning we started doing the covers every night, and it was just me and my piano player. And then as the tour has gone on, we've kind of like added band members. So we did the Stevie Wonder tune with my bass player also. So it's piano, vocal, bass. And then the Sufjan cover we did with everyone. So we've kind of like been adding more people in as it goes along. And it's really fun to just kind of like do something new every night and learn a new arrangement and just like have fun, because it's we're not like bound to any set list because we can do whatever we want.
It's kind of giving Tyra Banks. It's like you stand in front of the band each night and you're like, you've gotten the call up tonight. You've gotten the call up.
Yes.
Or it's just going to be me. Yeah. Sorry, guys. They're like, yes.
Yeah.
Very exciting. And I would ask you, what are you going to be performing in Melbourne tomorrow night for the cover? But you got a bit of a ritual with these covers, right?
I mean, I don't know. We kind of just like pick them on a whim the day of the show. I don't really like to think about it too much because then I just get in my head. Like for a Boston show night, I was like so tired and we thought about the cover for way too long, and I was like, we're just not going to do a cover. Oh, so we just like skipped the cover because I just thought about it too long and too hard, and I was just like in my head about it. So I don't do that. I just like pick it the day of. I usually during sound check I'm like, what should we do, guys? And then we pick it.
I love that, on a whim. And Boston may not have gotten a cover, but what they did get was a brand new song that was written that day, and you have been slotting it into your set list as well. It's called Spring into Summer. This is end of June as well that you wrote this track, so it's only several weeks old, right?
Yeah.
But tell us the story behind this one.
Well, we were on the train going to Boston, and I was looking through my voice memos, as I do, because I have so many little snippets of songs that I will write and then forget about. So I was kind of going through them. I was like, maybe like, because I've been thinking about, maybe a deluxe version. And I was like, okay, like, I should like find some stuff to maybe put on it. And I found this little snippet of this like first verse that I'd written. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then day of the Boston show, I was backstage just kind of like playing on my guitar, trying to figure it out. And I was like, I don't know where to take it. So I brought it into the band dressing room, and they were all kind of sitting in there. And I was like, Mason, can you help me? He's like the MD guitar player of the band. And we all just sat in that room and just wrote the rest of the song all together. And it was so fun. It was so cool. And I normally don't write on tour because it's a different headspace, but it was just so fun. It was so cool. And then Mason was like, we should do it. We should like perform it tonight. And I was like, okay.
What's it like to be working with such skilled musicians where y'all can spitball an idea in the green room and then just take it to the stage that night?
It's very fun.
Yeah.
It's very fun because that's my vibe too. Like on my last tour, I wrote All Falls Down from my album on like backstage, and then I was doing VIP at that time. So I went and just like performed it at the VIP thing like an hour after I wrote it. I just like love that stuff. It's so fun. It's very thrilling. So it's cool to have found people who are like into that too, and like to just take risks.
I've also seen on your, we got not only are you writing songs on tour though, I've seen the vlog, you also have a Switch, which you play games on every now and then.
Yeah.
For anyone who are a Switch aficionado, what are you playing at the moment?
Oh gosh, I haven't really picked it up in a little bit because I've just been busy, but I was playing this game called House Flipper. I like games like this. I like unpacking. I love A Little to the Left, like organizing games. It sounds boring, but it's very, very fun and satisfying.
Yeah.
And House Flipper, you literally just like go and clean and then like build stuff.
Are you like a type A personality generally?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a Virgo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She knows what she wants.
Yeah.
She's got things in place. Okay. Well, you are in Australia at the moment. It is so good to have you here. I'm so glad you are still out here playing these shows as well. Australian audiences, how are they stacking up?
They're great. I mean, they've been great so far. Yeah. It's been really crazy to know that I actually have fans over here because I've never been here, and I didn't get to tour my last album over here. So it's like they've been waiting for a while. And they're really like just so loud and so like awesome. It's just been really cool.
I think a lot of audiences, potentially newer fans, maybe their gateway to you would have been Ceilings. This is a song that absolutely put you on a map, sent you global. At this point in your life, in your career, it's 2024. What's your relationship like with that song, and how does it change over time, do you reckon?
It definitely changes. I mean, it's definitely changed. I mean, I put it out on my album not as a single, not expecting that to be the song that like blew up, but and it blew up on TikTok like a year after the album came out. Like it was not expected at all, and it was very cool. And then after a while, I mean, it's like I'm grateful for that song because it got me here and it allowed me to make older and do this job in the way that I want to actually, and that like actually aligns with my soul. But it's still interesting because I'll like my first couple shows on this tour, in like on the West Coast, San Diego and stuff, I was playing Ceilings like kind of in the middle towards the end of the set, but definitely not the last song. And every night I would just like watch people like get up and walk like out after I played Ceilings, and I was like, oh, okay, like that's cool. So I moved it to be an encore because of that. And I mean, if you want to come hear Ceilings and that's the only song you know, like I guess that's fine. But I did say like before this tour happened, I was like, if you only know Ceilings and you only care about knowing Ceilings, then like this maybe is not the tour for you, because I'm only playing my new album really. And I guess some people just didn't listen to that.
Wow. What was the reaction when you kind of said that?
Divided. A lot of people were like, why would she say that? Like, that's her most popular song, like blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the album that made her career or whatever. And I don't know. I mean, I get both sides, definitely. But this album, I'm touring this album.
Mm-hmm. It's called the Older Tour.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It's also like really disheartening to just see people like leave after that song, because it's like that's not my only song. And if you're willing and open to listen to my new music and come have a new experience, if you only know that song, like totally come. Like I want you to come and have that experience. But it was just kind of, yeah, not a great feeling to see people walking out after that song.
Not at all. It says so much as well, I think, about the value of a ticket and, you know, the fact that you would pay that money as well to then
shocking.
Get half a set of music. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I put it as the encore now, so it feels better to me. And like, if you only come to see Ceilings, that's fine. At least like I'm forcing you to listen to the rest of my set before you hear Ceilings. So
honey,
maybe
we're doing the long haul.
Yeah.
All right, we are sticking this out together. Gosh, thank you so much for coming down under as well, playing these debut shows, and enjoy the rest of your visit.
Thanks. Thank you.